Welcome to the Oasis. My name is Mike, and today I'm going to be asking the question, is Borderlands 2 better in virtual reality? I'm going to be checking the game out on the PSVR and giving you my thoughts on the experience and letting you know whether you should be excited about it coming soon to PCVR headsets. So let's not waste any more time, and without further ado, let's dive in. So first up, I loved the Borderlands series on PC, with Borderlands 2 being my favourite. The game originally launched back in 2012, and it doesn't feel like it's aged a day since then. I completed the full game and some of the DLC back in the day, and still have really fond memories of looting and shooting in the wastelands of Pandora with my friends. So as soon as I heard that Gearbox Software were adapting their most beloved franchise for VR, I got really excited. PlayStation VR is the first platform to get the game, and it has an exclusivity window of 5 months. So this means that it will be coming to PC VR headsets around May 2019. For those new to Borderlands 2, I would best describe the game as a Mad Max-style open-world first-person shooter with a story-driven campaign. It has many side missions, randomly generated loot in the form of wacky weapons, and some RPG character building elements. The story in Borderlands 2 is great. You have a choice to fill the shoes of one of 4 characters known as Vault Hunters. Their ultimate goal is to restore peace to the world of Pandora by taking down Handsome Jack, the game's charming villain who you just love to hate. I have to say, Pandora looks gorgeous in VR. The cel-shaded art style works so well, and it felt great to be fully immersed in that world. The sense of scale of the world was breathtaking, and being faced with huge beasts, or during one of the many epic boss fights, was a little bit intimidating due to their sheer size. During your adventure, you'll encounter crazy and unique characters, each of which with their own storylines. And some of the best moments for me is when you have a character as a companion by your side. Having a companion like Claptrap, for example, makes the game feel less lonely, as in this version of the game it doesn't feature any online co-op, which is a real shame as it was a key feature of the original PC version. Gearbox have done a great job by offering many options for controllers, comfort and movement, including teleportation. So regardless of whether you're a VR newcomer or a VR veteran, you'll find the options that fits your style. Having recently picked up a pair of PlayStation Move controllers a few weeks ago, I thought I'd dive into the game using the moves first, with all the comfort settings off and using smooth locomotion. It's worth noting that the VR hand interactions in the game are minimal, and items are collected with a telekinesis style collection rather than physically picking items up with your Move controllers. And although I was having fun, it became clear after a few hours of play with the moves that they were holding me back. This was more due to the limitations of the PSVR system than the game itself. And I hate saying that, as I genuinely believe that the PSVR is a fantastic system, and I would recommend it to anyone that owns a PS4. The main problem is that you can't rotate 360 degrees in your play space because you always need to be facing the PlayStation camera in front of you, otherwise you'll just lose controller tracking. And this means that you have to resort to snap rotation mapped to the Move controller buttons, which becomes cumbersome when things are getting a bit heated and enemies are coming at you from all angles. Even after a couple of hours, I found myself accidentally throwing grenades rather than opening the menu system, which you have to do frequently. But to be fair, this could be totally due to my lack of experience with the Move controllers, as I said, as I've only had them for around a few weeks, and this was the first game I really put them to the test. I'd love to know the thoughts of PSVR veterans who have more experience with the moves in the comments down below. I later switched to the PlayStation DualShock controller and immediately found my experience improved. Everything felt intuitive again, aiming was tied to your head movement, and I was able to move quickly and easily with the thumbsticks, and just had a brilliant time. For me, I felt this was the best way to play the game using the PSVR. It's a real shame that we don't have any support for the PlayStation aim controller, as I feel like it would be a great fit for this game. Performance-wise, everything ran smoothly using the PS4 Pro, although when using the zoom functions on some weapons, the zoomed-in view did start looking a bit pixelated and slow. I did find that sometimes the menus for quests would clip through items in the world and making it difficult to know what you wanted to select, and I also had to strain my eyes a little bit to look at the minimap in the top right corner of my view. The variety of guns is simply incredible. Looting and finding your favourite weapon type with OP stats is still as satisfying as ever, with each gun from different manufacturers having a different feel for them. The VR version of Borderlands 2 has some unique features, such as VR-related voice lines, BAMF time, which stands for Badass Mega Fun Time, which slows down time to give you the drop on enemies when it starts getting a bit crazy. And also, for the first time in the Borderlands series, you can drive a vehicle across the wastelands from a first-person perspective. And although this is exhilarating, it will be an intense experience for some. The story campaign will take you around 30 to 40 hours to complete, so it offers good value for money here, although it is worth noting that it doesn't contain any of the game's excellent DLC packs that originally launched on PC. Overall, I would say ignore what the mainstream media had to say about this one. Borderlands 2 is amazing in VR. For an old game, it still feels fresh and fun to play, and I feel that virtual reality is the best way to enjoy this title. However, with that said, I'm going to be holding out for the PCVR version. I'm hoping that the fully tracked motion controllers on PC will be more intuitive, and that possibly will have online co-op support. If you own a PSVR, Borderlands 2 VR gets my recommendation wholeheartedly, and if you're a PCVR player, just wait a little bit longer for the PCVR version, because I think it's definitely going to be worth the wait. Okay guys and girls, so there we have it. That is Borderlands 2 VR on the PSVR. And personally, I think Borderlands 2 is best experienced in virtual reality. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you been playing Borderlands 2 VR on the PSVR yourself? If you did, which way did you go? Did you use the Move controllers or the DualShock 4? Also, are you a PCVR player out there looking forward to this title coming to PCVR headsets in May 2019? I'd love to know in the comments down below. Personally, I'm really excited for this title coming to PCVR headsets soon, and I'm really got my fingers and toes crossed for online co-op support. I think that would be a real killer feature for this title in VR. But I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you did. Make sure you're subscribed for all my future content, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.